What's up, guys? I'm Anuvamshi, and today I'm going to be breaking down stock market investing for absolute beginners. Now, if you are someone who's been meaning to get into the investing game for a long time now, and you've never even used a brokerage account, you've never even used one of their platforms, but you want to make some money in this equity game, then you are at the right place. So, let's get started. Before that, just a heads up. I'm going to be explaining everything across this video, just like I'm explaining it to a 10-year-old, just so that it's very simple and very clear to each and every one of you watching this video. So let's get started. In this video, I'll be firstly starting off with what a stock or share is, moving on to how you can make money from it and the different strategies people use. Secondly, I'll be showing you one of the brokerage platforms wherein you can buy, sell, and add funds. And last but not the least, I would also mention a few strategies that I personally follow. So stay on. So, firstly, let's understand what a stock is. So, a stock essentially is just a part of a company. Now, bigger the company, the more the number of shares. And every share has a cost associated to it. Now, let me show you what I mean by cost. Over here, we're seeing the company called Bajaj Finance, which, by the way, has been one of my favorite companies. We see that the price for the stock Bajaj Finance is about 7,329 rupees. Now, what this means is if today you, as an investor, were to buy a share of Bajaj Finance, you would purchase it at 7,329 rupees. Let me show you another example. Being another good company, which is MRF tires. I'm sure most of you know it. So over here, we see that one share of MRF is about 1,32,409 rupees. And this simply goes to say that today, if you were to buy a share of MRF, you would have to spend 1,32,000. Guys, let me explain this chart a little more in detail to you. Because when I first started into finance, when I looked at these charts and the numbers below, I absolutely had no idea what it meant. So yes, 1,32,409 would be the price that you're paying in case you were to buy an MRF share today. Now let's go down a little. We'll address 173 in a bit, but first let's understand what 1D, 5D, 1M, 6M means. It basically means this is a chart of 1 day, this is a chart of the past 5 days, this is of a month, 6 months, year to date, 1 year, 5 year, and the max, like since the time the company has gone public. So over here, we also see something called open, which is 1,33,600. Now, open means the price at which the stock opened today, the price at which the first trade was done. High means the highest price that the stock reached today. Low means the lowest that it reached. Now, moving on to market cap. Market cap is basically the number of shares which are outstanding into the current price of the shares. P ratio and dividend yield are two terms we'll be addressing later in the videos. But for now, I would like for you to understand what open, high, low, and market cap means. Also, 52-week high and 52-week low means that in the past 1 year, the highest that the stock has reached is 1,51,445, and the lowest it has reached is 1,07,001. When you click here, you see a little more details popping up. Over here, we also see a term called average volume, which means that it's the number of shares or the stocks that have been traded today for MRF. There is one more term I would like for you guys to know, which is called the previous close. As you can see, the previous close here is for the 9th of October, which is about 1,32,583.30. And the price that we see here today is the closing price of today, which is the 10th of October. Now, the difference between the closing price of today and the previous close is exactly this number, which translates to 0.13% drop. And this drop is the reason why this chart is red in color. Now, likewise, if we were to look at Bajaj Finance, we see a green chart, which simply would mean that the previous close was slightly lower than today's close. For some sense of clarity as to what these charts mean, what the numbers below it mean, I would now like to go into the different strategies that people use when they trade with equities? Firstly, there's something called a swing trading. Let me explain it to you by showing the graph of Bajaj Finance, and I'm hoping you'll understand through it. I pulled out the graph of Bajaj Finance over here, which is a 5-day graph. Now, let's say I decided to enter the position. By entering the position, I mean buying a share of Bajaj Finance on Friday, the 4th of October, for about 7,226 rupees. And today, at some time, maybe at like 2 o'clock, I saw the price of it being 7,345 rupees. I would exit the market and then I'd book a profit because I entered at a lower price and now I'm exiting at a higher price. But this was done over a span of 5 days. This is what's called swing trading, where people enter a certain position at a certain price and exit it at a higher price while booking the profit. There's something also called as intraday trading, where investors do the same but on a daily basis. They enter and exit positions on a given day itself. The second strategy I'd like to talk about, which is something I personally do a lot, is called the buy and hold strategy, because I believe investing is a game for the long run. And typically, a buy and hold strategy is a long-term strategy where you buy a stock today and you do not exit the position until like a couple of years are done. So how do you decide which company you have to go and invest in? There are a few sections in a particular company's website which gives you the information regarding how the company is doing, like what's the company's health like. And this is mainly the financial health. Not just that, you get the management's outlook and what the company is planning to do in the future. So let me show you where you can find this information on a company's page. And I will be showing you with the same example that we've been going on with, which is Bajaj Finance. And yeah, so over here, you see that in Bajaj Finance, there's something called an investor relation page. And we see the Q1, which is the Q1 unaudited financials. We see investor presentation, we see the annual reports, we see the stock exchange filings. And trust me, these are more than good enough resources that an investor could get to make sound decisions whether they need to invest in this company or not. So all you need to invest is right here. And there's something also called the analyst calls, which the transcripts are later available. So yes, these are a few things which you can use in order to make smarter decisions when you are opting for a buy and hold strategy. Nonetheless, this strategy needs to be implemented for a longer duration, and swing trading is comparatively for a shorter duration, which spans out from probably days to like months or weeks, and intraday is done on a day-to-day basis. So yes, you can take your pick as to which strategy suits best for you. Now that you know about the different strategies that you can use to get started in the equity market, let me tell you where and how you can use the brokerage platform to make these investments. So personally, I have been using Zerodha for a really long time, and definitely there are a lot of other brokerage firms out there. You can run a Google search and find a few, but let me probably run through and give you a little idea about how Zerodha functions. So firstly, if you want to start trading, remember you need to have a PAN card and you need to have a demat account. So what exactly is a demat account? So a demat account is basically the equivalent of a bank account. The only difference being, instead of the cash being deposited, you have all the shares that you've purchased in your demat account. Now moving on, in Zerodha, let me show you. You can open a free demat account just by putting up your mobile number here and then adding up. So I can't do this because I already have an account with them. And once you do this, in about 2 to 3 days, you have your account KYC done and it's activated and you can start trading. Right after signing up to the platform, and once your account is active, you will see a dashboard of this sort where you have all the stocks which are on your watch list. And by watch list, I mean the stocks that you want to keep an eye out for. And a dashboard like this, where all your holdings would be displayed. These are your orders, these are your holdings, these are your positions, bids and funds. How do you go ahead and buy shares? So the first step is to add funds into your account. Now over here on this page, you click on funds and you click on add funds, and then you can go ahead, link your bank account, and then just continue, and UPI is free over there. Once you're done with that, your funds will reflect here, and with those funds you're going to go ahead and buy one of these shares. Now let's say I'm interested in buying Adani Power. So as you can see, letter B, which is for buy, you can click here, place an order with whatever funds you've added, and go on and click on buy. Now if you want to trade on a day-to-day basis, you can use something called margin, but yes, I'll get into these things in a later video. But to give you a brief or broad idea about this, you can go ahead and place a buy order here. Likewise, if you want to go ahead and sell a share, just go click on S, and you can just click on the quantity that you want to sell, and yeah, the order is done there. Last but not the least, I would like to tell you that on the sell here, when you click on chart, a chart like this would open where you see these colored things which are called candles. We will be getting into the details of this in upcoming videos, but yes, just for you to know now, these are candles, and green is when the prices are increasing and red is when the prices are falling. Now you must be wondering, how do I decide what to buy and what not to buy? And trust me, that can be a real challenge, because not all of us have the time to sit and analyze every company's annual report or any of the investor relation documents. What I would suggest and what I've been yapping on ever since my first video is index funds. So yes, please. So for people who want more control and ownership, there's something called Smallcase, and I've been invested with them for a long time now. So let me show you what a Smallcase is like. So a Smallcase is a basket of exchange traded securities, stocks and ETFs, which are traded to reflect a certain objective. Now these could be low volatility, low risk, high risk, higher returns, or all weather, or green energy. So there are a lot of small cases that you'd find on the website. But if you're someone new who's just starting off with investing and you want to have control, you want to have those shares in your portfolio and not just units of funds, then I would still strongly suggest opt for weather investing or opt for top 100 stocks or equity and gold. So if you were to personally ask me, if you've got the risk appetite and if you've got the capital, there are a lot of other better small cases which yield a lot more returns. And I have personally been invested with green energy, and this by no way and no means is me pushing for it, but I have liked it. They've been giving good returns. So yes, head explore the Smallcase website. There are a lot of options, a lot of varieties, and you will not regret it. So yes, I think that's it guys for this video. I hope I touched upon the basics of stock market investing and I was able to add in some value to you. So if you like this video, please go subscribe and follow me for more videos like this, and let me know if you want to watch anything or if you want to learn about anything in particular. Until then, bye, see you.